I used to work with autistic children, and they said a lot of funny things to me. What if every relationship you've ever been in is someone slowly figuring out they didn't like you as much as they hoped they would? Corduroy hits the sweet spot between jeans and slacks. They're a trouser middleman. I left school and didn't go to university to be in a band. If you just focus on getting better and not being the best, you have such a good time. I absolutely loathe sleeping in a tent, regardless of the weather. I got left for Mr. Bean. I found out a year after we split up. I opened the newspaper and there was a full-page story. No one else in the history of time has ever been left for Mr. Bean. Until you get left for Mr. Bean, you don't realize how frequently he pops up. There's a shop 2 streets from my house that sells masks of his face. There's nowhere where I'm going to go that he's not there. If a comic laughs at their own jokes, I don't like it. They shouldn't find it funny. They should seriously believe in this stupid thing they're saying. My parents are very good examples of Christians. They are big on forgiveness. People like abstract art because it makes them feel clever. I grew up with interesting and funny people. We made our own fun. You had to use your imagination. When you're talking about a really horrible personal thing that happened to you, and it doesn't get laughs, I feel really exposed and like I've overshared with some strangers. I'm great under pressure. I remember being 4 or 5, not understanding how to be funny, so just going around the house and my mom and dad's friends, confusing adults by saying weird things. I'd say I get heckled quite a lot because I look quite like an easy target. If you're an alpha male and you think you've got something to prove to your girlfriend, I think I'm the perfect person to prove your worth. Certain celebs manage to worm their way out of the spotlight, and I won't stand for that. If people leave the house wanting to see a comedian, they want to see someone speak out for themselves and share true stories from their life. I'm almost able to be more honest by lying. By making everything up, I'm able to say what I really want to. The comic I can now never enjoy again is Bill Cosby. He was truly one of the first comedians I got into. Ross Noble at the Leicester de Montfort Hall on his randomest tour. It's the only time I've hurt from laughing at a stand-up comedian. I thought, anyone can make up a lie, but making the truth funny is really hard. But I actually had more problems with people believing me when I told the truth on stage. I think I can draw both a mainstream audience and an alternative audience to my shows. I also have the ability to disappoint both. I'm not a big depressive, but I have my moments. There's no excuse for panel games, other TV comedy shows, or even live bills to be made up mainly of men. There were plenty of times before I did stand-up where I needed counseling, but I didn't go because it would have meant I was officially ill. First I stopped believing in hell, then the afterlife. Sometimes that connection is still there, and I'll feel an impulse to pray if I'm stressed or upset. Every year in Edinburgh, I end up waiting behind the curtain about to go on stage, and I have a moment of thinking, no one's told me what to do with this show. I've done exactly what I wanted. This is the biggest arts festival in the world, and all these people have shown up. Aren't I lucky? It really is amazing. I decided to write about stuff that I would like to hear stand-up about. One of the things I figured out was that I was having good gigs when I wore jumpers. It was because I looked more like an outsider, so they expected me to talk about weird stuff rather than normal stuff. You can play a gig as a band and not know that they hated you with stand-up after every line, you know. I thought all good art is you doing exactly what you want to see. I didn't realize that's not even what I really like about art. Bands I liked weren't doing just what they want to do. They were finding their common ground with them and me. I definitely want to be as good and original as I can. Because such a massive part of stand-up is trying and failing first, I'm not putting as much pressure on. Just going out and doing it is enough. I thought comedians were the funny guy in the common room, not understanding that the flaws in my personality were actually the funny things about me. Everyone was wearing jeans, so I started wearing slacks. I'd walk on, and people would laugh before I got to the mic because I looked stupid. Every comic delves into the personal archive when their imagination runs dry. I really love stand-up, and I really love writing stand-up. My mom is very funny when she wants to be. I like touring, and I like stopping off at service stations and driving along motorways. I know what I want to talk about, but I don't really know what's funny about a joke until I perform it in front of an audience. If people are coming to see me because they like what I do on Mock the Week, that's great because they are coming to see me being me. The Rock was one of my favorite comedy characters growing up, and I still think he is. Mainly because he took himself so seriously by being ridiculous and a buffoon all the time, but always took the high status. I never liked wrestling, but I thought The Rock was brilliant, and that is a statement to how funny he is that I'd even watch a show that I didn't like just to see him on it. There's not many comedy characters that make me laugh as much as The Rock does. It's nice to have a big muscly guy being funny and stupid. I'm always writing, always working. And that, ladies and gentlemen, sums up the Fringe. Spend a year spitting your guts out writing a show, and people forget your name as soon as they walk out.